Okay, welcome along for our mobility, bit of yoga session. We're going to be doing some more mobility stuff to start with. So a few different things combined. Should be a good one. Let's just start just with just a little bit of movement. It doesn't have to be very vigorous, but just get some blood flowing before we start having a stretch. Alright, I'm just going for about 20-30 seconds. Even just swinging around your body. Just let your body know we're about to do something. Okay, so if you've got a mat, great. We're going to go face down on the mat. If you don't, you can just use the floor. Alright, so to start with, I want you to have your hands straight at the side of your shoulders. And I want you to try and keep your belly on the ground. And we're just trying to arch up through our rib cage. So not letting our belly come off the ground, but it's just through that upper back. Alright, so we're going to go up, hold for about 3 seconds. Come back down, just touch your chin to the ground. Then we come back up. Just make sure you're keeping your tummy on the ground for the moment. And as you come up, try and look up, and we get a bit of extension through your thoracic spine, which is your upper back. So just getting some movement there. So we're working on some mobility through your thoracic region, which really helps with our attacking and reception. The more you can look up, the more arch you can get. So looking up towards the roof if you can. Really try and push back with those hands, but keep that tummy down or the bottom of your rib cage just touching your mat. Hopefully you can start feeling some increase in our range of movement. We're going to go 2 more, please. Last one. Okay. Now I want you to leave your hands where they are and just push up and go back into a child's pose. But I want you to have your knees as wide as your mat, so your knees should be wider than your hips. And we're just trying to sink and extend through your back and shoulders. Trying to get your bum back towards your heels. Keeping your hands where they were, so you should get a nice strong stretch. And again, we're trying to sink your chest down towards the mat. So we're trying to flatten and lengthen your back. Make sure we're breathing and relaxing. Okay, from there, let's just come up onto our knees and then up onto feet and stand. We'll stay where we are. I want you to have your legs nice and straight. So tense your quads. Right, and we're going to start folding forward. So we're going to a forward fold. I want you to keep your hands on your thighs, get them down to your knees, and keeping your back straight and your head looking forward. We should have a nice hamstring stretch. So you see how nice and straight my back is, I'm not rounded at all. Dead straight. Hands down to knees, keeping the legs straight as well. And we're just looking forward in that straight back position. Try and lift the back of your head towards the roof and forward to lengthen your spine.
Let's go down further with our hands, trying to keep our knees as straight as we can. Keep looking forward. And now we can start rounding through our back and folding down, keeping those legs nice and straight. Just try and relax through your back, let everything extend. Be heavy with your head, heavy with your shoulders. And slowly we're going to bend our knees and come back to the ground. Knees down, walking forward with your hands, and we're going to go back to our starting position, down on the ground. Now, we're going back to that push-up. I want you to just let a little bit of tummy come off the ground, but I want you to feel some pressure through your middle back with that arch that we're doing. And really looking up towards the roof, trying to arch further and further, but sinking your tummy through your arch as much as you can. So we're trying to get your thoracic spine moving. Holding for between 3 and 5 seconds, touch your chin on the ground, and then going again. Alright, so don't go straight up like that and let your belly and hips come off the ground. Alright, keep your tummy in touch with the ground, keep your hips in touch. Get that arch and hold. If you like, you can just give a little turn. I quite like doing that. Just a little turn through your back, through your shoulders. Working through the mobility of our upper back, now we're into our lower back. Let's go one more, please. Keep those hips on the ground. Okay, leaving your hands where they are. Wide knees into child's pose, sinking your chest down. Try to get bum back towards your heels. Big full breaths of air expanding through your belly. And then coming back to knees, walking back with your hands. We're going to stand. Tense those thighs as much as you can, nice and strong. And we're just staying tall with our chest, sliding our hands down our thighs. No rounding through your back, should be dead straight. Hands to thighs, nice straight legs. Push your knees back if you need to. Looking forward and feeling the top of your head getting pulled towards the far wall and up onto the roof. So we're really straight and tall. Should have a nice stretch through your hamstrings. Maybe behind your knees. And just dropping your hands a little further down your legs. Keeping that back nice and straight. No slouching yet. Straight legs, tense thighs. The top of your head, back of your head pulling up. And slowly now we're rolling our shoulders and relaxing, going heavy through your shoulders, heavy through your head. Still try and keep those legs straight. And then we're going to bend our knees, come down to the mat. Walk it forward with the hands, and we're going one more time through. Alright, so let's push it up. Really try and arch through that back. Make sure you keep your hips on the ground so your tummy can come off this time. So we're getting into a more back flexion, so lower back now. Still about 5 seconds. As much as you can, try and get some of your tummy down. Make sure you keep your hips down. Squeeze your shoulder blades back together when you're up. Keep those hips down and see if you can get your elbows straight or nearly. One more, please. Alright, very nice. Back onto knees. Hands where they are. Wide knees. And sinking down. Nice big breaths through your belly, trying to sink your chest down to the ground. Relax your shoulders. Slowly coming up, walking our hands back, and we stand. Tense those thighs, nice and strong. Hands sliding down till they get to knees, straight back, head up looking forward, back of your head pulling up towards the roof. Dead straight in the back, tense those thighs still. Slowly dropping those hands down your legs a little further. Keep that back really straight. Keep that head looking forward. And sinking, heavy shoulders, heavy head. Let it all hang. Keep those legs straight, please. And slowly bend those knees and down to the ground. Alright, have a bit of a move through the shoulders, nice job. Okay, we're going to move into our hips now. One of my favourite stretches. So, what we're going to start with, we're in a prone position, so hands and feet. And we're going to bring one foot up. Okay, so let's start up in prone, like we're about to do a push-up. Bring our left foot up nice and high. And we're just hanging about there and just moving side to side with your hips and shoulders. And if you find some tighter spots, just hang on those tight spots. Just moving around so it's an active stretch. And we'll change legs. Side to side with the shoulders, and your hips will follow, just be free.
find those tight spots. Okay, let's go back to the first leg, please. So I've got my left leg forward, hopefully you do too. I'm just going to drop your right knee to touch the ground, please. Alright, we got that? Okay, now we're going to take your left hand off the ground and we're going to bend that right knee further and we're going to take hold of your right foot. Okay? I want you to really try and keep sinking forward with that right hip so your weight's still forward. Now I want you to try and raise your chest up towards the roof, looking up and pulling up with that left hand. So we should have a lovely strong stretch through your hip and through your right quadricep. Pulling up with the foot, extend up with that chest, try and raise your heart towards the roof. Breathe, still sink into the stretch, get your right hip forward and sinking down towards the ground, pulling back with the left hand. And slowly releasing. Back down to both hands. Let's go back up into push-up position. Raising your right foot up to your right hand and slowly dropping the left knee, sorry. Alright, now I'm going to bring your right hand off the ground and we're going to reach towards your left foot. And sinking forward with the hip. Oh, this one's much tighter for me. Try to relax through your left hip. Let that sink towards the ground. And pulling up with your right hand, which is going to bring the quadricep, your left quadricep should be stretching. And we're trying to raise our heart towards the roof, looking up to the roof. Pull your shoulders back, sink that hip. Raise that chest, heart to the roof, looking up, sink that hip, get your weight forward, pushing down strong with your left hand. And slowly releasing, coming back onto all fours. Now walk back with our hands and come out onto our feet. I want you to stay down in a really low squat. Alright, so we're just hanging out here. We're going to bring our hands underneath your hamstrings so they can wrap underneath your legs. Alright, and we're balancing, just on tippy toes at the moment. Okay, now I want you to put your heels on the ground and keep hold of your elbows and try and straighten your legs. Very slowly, keep hold of those elbows so your hands are interlocked behind your knees. Relax your head. We're looking for a very strong hamstring stretch. Trying to force those knees back by tensing your quads. Hamstring and lower back. Play around with different relaxing your quads, relaxing your back, relaxing your shoulders and neck. Pushing down through your heels or your toes, what gives you a better stretch? And we'll bend those knees again, release your hands,
And let's come down to all fours. And just a little nice soft movement side to side with your hips. Just exploring that flexibility. Side to side with the hips, keep that going. Pardon me, I just need to blow my nose. My hay fever's going a bit crazy. Okay, so now we're going to go back to our first one, which was prone position. Let's bring our left foot up nice and high. And we're side to side with those hips and shoulders, exploring your flexibility. Hopefully your hip feels a little bit more relaxed than the first time through. Holding on any sore spots. I like to really sink when my left foot's high, sink my right hip down towards the ground when I lean towards the right. Alright, bring your foot back and change. And getting that mobility working, getting that movement, that active stretch. Sinking towards the left with that left hip. And bringing your right foot back. Going to the left again, left foot high, and right knee down. Now we're going to reach back with our left hand, and grab your right toes and try and wrap your fingers over the top of those toes. Alright, getting lots of weight on that right hand. Getting your right hip to try and sink down nice and low, hopefully straighter than mine. And trying to bring your chest up. Heart towards the roof. Pulling through your left hand to strengthen that stretch. And breathe, try and relax. Get your weight forward onto that right hand. Weight on your right hand will get you a better stretch through your hip. Just move around with your left hand, pull it towards the left, towards the right, what gives you a better stretch. For me, if I glide my left hand towards the right with that foot, it gives a better stretch through my hip. And slowly let's come out of that stretch. Up into prone, switching feet, right foot high, left knee down. Okay, we're going to go right hand back, taking hold of that left foot, wrapping your hand over the toes. Let's go. And getting our weight forward on that left hand. So that left hand, lower your weight pushing forward onto the left hand. Lifting your chest towards the roof, looking up towards the roof, raise your heart, push down with that left hand. Push, push, push with the left hand. Try and relax your glutes and your bum so your hips can fall forward. Move that back foot a bit side to side and feel where you get your best stretch.
Very slowly, let's release. Hands down, foot back. All right, we're walking back with our hands up onto our toes. We're going to get your hands wrapped behind your knees. Clunk and crack. And we slowly start standing, grab hold of the opposite elbows. And let's start trying to push those legs back to straight. So we want a nice strong stretch down our calves, through our lower back, hamstrings. You might start getting some trembling going on. Try and push those knees back. Relax your back, relax your neck, relax your head. Breathe, sink, hang, and slowly let's release your hands, bend the knees, hammer back down to the mat on all fours, and we're side to side, exploring that lovely flexibility again. Sway those hips, sway your shoulders, turn. Okay, we're going to go back up to prone position. Let's go right foot to right hand. So start in the opposite way. And we're moving side to side. Last time through. Alright. I hope your left hip feels a little more relaxed this time through. Maybe you can get a bit deeper. Maybe you can straighten that left knee a bit more. Changing legs. Get our mobility, gliding side to side with the hips and shoulders. Alright, switching legs again. So right foot to right hand and left knee down. Just relaxing into that position to start with. And then we're going to take your right hand behind, grab hold of those left toes. Getting all your weight forward onto that left hand. Sink that left hip and raise your chest. Find different ways to try and sink that left hip. You can try to squeeze your bum. That might push the hip down, whatever works for you. Start pulling that right foot back. Chest up, heart to the roof. Pull your right shoulder back and breathe. Keeping your weight on that left hand, left hand, left hand. Come on, let's pull strong with that right hand now. Sink the left hip, lengthen. Move your right hand towards the left. Strengthen that stretch. And slowly let's release. Back up to prone.
Left hand to left foot to left hand, and right knee down. Whew, doing well, we're nearly there. Alright, left hand coming around to the right foot. Sinking that right hip. Pushing down into the ground with your right hand. And lifting that chest up towards the roof. Sink your right hip. Breathe, enjoy that stretch. All that weight on the right hand, pull your body forward onto that right hand. Pull back with the left hand, reaching up, looking up to the roof. Sink that right hip, tense your bum, relax your bum. Find out what it means to you to sink that right hip. Weight on that right hand. Pull with that left hand. Very slowly, let's release. Woo. Bring the foot back. Walk back with your hands. Last hamstring stretch. Let's get those hands interlocked behind. And get our heels down, grabbing the elbows. And sink. Heavy head, heavy shoulders. Getting your weight through your heels, weight through your toes. When do you enjoy that stretch the most? Nice big breaths. Very slowly, let's bend our knees, release the hands, down to all fours, and we're side to side. Nice long, slow breaths. All right. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. It feels amazing in my hips. Alright, that is us for today. Thanks very much for tuning in. Have a nice Friday, and I'll see you next week. Stay safe, take care, see you soon.
Thanks, Luke, so much.
Wow.